This is John Polrai. I'm coming to you from Tokyo, Japan, and I want to report on this movie here. It's a Johnny Depp movie, and it's number 9 on Hulu as of about a week ago or something like that. Now, I think there's two reasons that old Johnny Depp movies sometimes just blow back up after they've been out for years and years. Number one, Johnny's been in a lot of movies. So, once you've been in like hundreds of movies, there are greater odds that one you've been in will blow up. Number two is that there's a big amount of fans. Johnny's got tens of millions of fans who do go back and watch his old movies, not just his movies moving forward. I mean, there's actors I like when they come up in movies, but I usually don't go back and watch movies specifically for certain actors, but I think Johnny's one of those actors. Another reason I'm covering this is because on this channel, what I'm doing is I'm trying to figure out which media source is for Johnny or against Johnny. And we got this covered, which this is from, is kind of a rumor site, kind of a clickbait site. And what I think is they play both sides. They just have finger in the wind politics, and whoever's on top that day, that week, they'll cover. So I don't really think they're pro Johnny or against Johnny. Anyway, let's take a look at the actual movie and what's up with this. Here we see it, a critically panned Johnny Depp film is rising from its streaming grave, and this is from November 19th, 2021, so it's pretty new. Johnny Depp's film career has been dramatically varied. The famous actor has starred in many legendary and groundbreaking films like Edward Scissorhands and Pirates of the Caribbean. However, he has also been involved with some projects that utterly bombed and quickly got forgotten, but now one of these forgotten films is haunting the streaming charts. According to Flix Patrol, Dark Shadows is the 9th most popular film on Hulu. Released in 2012, the movie is a reboot of the famous soap opera of the same name that ran from 1966 to 1971. Infamously, the soap opera started as a regular daytime drama. However, when it was on the verge of cancellation, the writers introduced a vampire character. The show instantly exploded in popularity, causing the series to become a supernatural focused one. Sounds kind of interesting. The film had a very rocky release, only making $79.7 million in the United States. However, the film did much better internationally, ending up making $245.5 million overall. One of its box office problems were blamed on The Avengers, which came out around the same date. The Avengers totally dominated the media and the public's consciousness at the time, limiting Dark Shadow's reach. But the film did very poorly with critics. It only has a 35% score on Rotten Tomatoes. The main complaint from critics was that the film was very unfocused, with an overly complicated plot that was groaning under the weight of many half-cooked subplots. This also led to the film having tonal issues, with moments of gothic drama clashing with overly goofy comedy that often veered into childish slapstick. Well, that was a pretty detailed explanation they gave us there. Okay. Viewers were equally down on the film, giving it a 46% audience score overall. Many of the critics' complaints are reflected by viewers. Many argue that the film simply didn't know what it wanted to be. However, many viewers praised the film's look as it created some memorable gothic locations. While Dark Shadows did terribly at the time, it is amazing that people can rediscover it via streaming. While it isn't the best film in cinema history, it is still a fascinating take on a classic series and quite unlike any other movie before or since. There you have it. And like I said, there's not one negative word about Johnny in the entire article. Sometimes you'll see an article about Johnny and it's about his movies or his music, but they'll have to throw in the UK case for no reason. So I'll give this article just one little thumbs up from We Got It Covered for not being negative whatsoever and spreading positive stuff about Johnny. I don't know the movie, never seen it, I don't see many movies, I'm always pressured for time, always moving on to the next thing, but it does sound kind of interesting. And being from 2012, that's pretty old already, and to be number 9 right now, almost 10 years later, is pretty good. And you gotta think, you gotta assume that Johnny being in the movie had something to do with that. So even at a really low point for him, not his fault by the way, but you know, at a low point, he could still do some pretty fascinating things like this. You guys, of course, let me know what you think down below. I'm gonna say a few words about the channel. Here it is. First off, shout out to Carla Ellis, Lotus Flower, Cindy Bryden, and also Diamond Knight, who's been coming around here recently. Thank you guys, appreciate the support. Also, got a GoFundMe and a PayPal, links below if you want to donate to the channel. Saving up for a new PC, up the sound, up the quality a little bit. Not the most important cause in the world, but it'll help get our message out. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. I'm doing shoutouts, special thanks, things like that. If you don't subscribe, well, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.